Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And you can watch the program again on your television sets at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon in its entirety. And of course, those of you that are watching it on your internet system of whatever sort you're using, the computer or the cell phone or iPad, whatever it is, you certainly want to watch the Bobby Dupre Show to find out the latest things happening, the good latest things happening, only the good news. And it's kind of strange. This past week, I had several people tell me that that's why they watch it. It's one of the few programs that it's entertaining. They call it entertaining, and that, I guess that's what it is, hopefully. And they can laugh and cut up and never be afraid that something bad's going to be said. In fact, yesterday afternoon, well, it was around 1 o'clock, but I was having lunch over at King's Truck Stop, and I ran across Ken Myers. And Ramp had come to meet me over there having a sandwich, and of course he had eaten a little earlier, so he saved me some money there. And
right there, Steve. If you want to show that photo?
I want to show that photo of Mr. Ken Myers. He is one of a kind, and he watches the program. He commented. He told me several things that I had said and things he liked. And he says, I like your program, Bobby. And he says, it's one of the few that you can just watch and sit back. And he says, have you ever said anything bad about anybody in your life? You know, that was a compliment. And he was sincere. You know, he likes to joke and have fun and all. And it made me feel good, Ken. So if you're all listening now, thanks again. And by the way, he has a Chevrolet truck that he has modified. He's put a Hemi engine, and it's one of a very few Hemi engines that were built that particular time, and it had the most cubic inches of any Hemi built. And he's considering maybe offering it for sale back to Chrysler Corporation. And the Dodge Ram people.
Right.
So
that's the Hemi folks.
That's the Hemi folks. And so Ken's always up to something, and he can make any engine run, I'll guarantee you. We had gone over to Dotrieve motorcycle sales, and they had small lawnmowers and tractors and all. They were on the main drag there, maybe Main Street in New Iberia. This is years ago. He was working at the city power plant at the time. He retired from the city power plant, Opelousas City Power Plant. And we loaded up a pickup truck with used bikes, and I asked the man that was making the sale to us. He just gave us maybe $300 or $400 and load up. So I mean, we were piling them up. I said, we can have some more. He says, take as many as you can possibly put. We looked like Sanford and Son coming home. And Ken, I never forgot the little 90. We cleaned up one for Adelaide, and we made it. We cleaned it up and painted the whole thing over, and Ken got it running good. And then after a while, we wasn't riding it anymore, and I walked into Hidalgo Plumbing, and when I walked in, Vernell DeVille, who handled the inside sales, says, Bobby, you know anybody that has a little used motorcycle for sale? Jimmy Perry was there, and Jimmy had a lease or owned some land in Texas, a hunting lease, and he needed a little bike to get around. Back in those days, the golf carts and all that wasn't popular. You used a little four-stroke motorcycle. You didn't make too much noise. I said, yeah, I have one. He says, how much you want for it? I said, $100. He said, $100? It can't be much for $100. I said, well, we got it for almost nothing, so it's good. I said, Adelaide's not riding it anymore. It's okay with her. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, if it doesn't start the first kick, I'll give it to you. Boy, he says, that sounds good. So we drove over to Berthoud Avenue. I had bought, Adelaide and I had bought that house on Berthoud from Mr. and Mrs. Charlie Dore. And they had built that home, and big house. We really had some fun over there. And it was parked under the garage, open air, dusty. And he laughed at me. He says, are you ready to give the title over to me yet? I said, no, I didn't start it yet. First kick, y'all, I swear. First kick it started. He peeled out a $100 bill. He said, I don't need a title where I'm going. I said, I don't have one. So anyhow, Kenny, I remember some fond times with you. And anyhow, let's do it again. And of course, we also have a picture of Paulette and John Olivier. And of course,
this is
Paulette
over at King's Truck Stop is where you were.
King's Truck Stop, and she's the GM, the general manager, and they are doing a big business there. That business seems to have really picked up. The restaurant is busy 24 hours a day, and the pumps stay going, and the trucks are always
pick up pizza and Subway and convenience store, and you can also try your luck inside with the machines.
With the machines, so you can get the whole 9 yards. And I took this picture here. I wanted to send it to Vicki, but I didn't do it. But and she doesn't get to watch the program anymore. But those are hibiscus, you said?
That's a hibiscus.
I don't know anything about flowers. It's a shame. And that's in my front yard. Look how beautiful that is.
Nice.
And you know, nothing special. It just grows. That's from 2 or 3 years ago. She planted that. And here it is making beautiful flowers. And yesterday morning, let's go back to the motorcycle shop right there. Right there. Tuesday morning, I was going in to get some refills at Carl's Pharmacy, and met a young man walked up to me, getting off of this motorcycle. So I was walking towards him. He says, Mr. Bobby, you probably don't remember me, but I know you remember my daddy, Mr. Bob Taylor. I said, oh, yeah, very good man, very generous to the community. I remember he used to send his crew over to Boy Scout camp, Thistlewaite Boy Scout camp. He used to send crews over there to keep the grass. I went a few times, and others. And who was the guy that worked at Daily World for a long time?
Brownlee?
Brownlee. He
Bill
would go
Brownlee.
there, Bill, would go there with his whole family and would push mowers and cut grass. But anyhow, you can see the fond memories that my life has presented to me. And so we talked about it, and then Dale Swallow came up, the painter, the commercial and house painter. Sure. He came up, and of course he's going on a bike ride. I think it's this week, and Randy and Sally Reed. When you go out with them, Sally knows where to go bike riding, and so does Dale by now too, and Diane. But I just got the envie, and I told him that. I said, you know, this is a good day to ride. Well, yesterday afternoon, I was looking through some notes on the boxing reunion that's coming up, and I was checking to see if maybe I needed to look at him and maybe make a phone call. And when I saw Clay Bertrand's name, I saw that it showed Highway 190. Well, since then, he's lived in Leonville. Now he's in a brand new house he just purchased maybe last week over in Eunice, Louisiana. So I called him up, got the address and everything. I said, by the way, you're going to be home after a while? He said, well, yeah. Why you want to know? I said, because I'm coming over and I'm coming on my motorcycle. So took my motorcycle. That looks like mine. I didn't take a picture of my motorcycle, but there he is in that nice little old home he purchased in a real nice yeah, of Eunice. A big wide street and a nice clean little house. It was an older lady who's who has moved into one of the nursing homes there, and the family was glad to see somebody like Clay come in and keep the little house up, and a nice big back lot and everything. And so then we went to dinner at DC's in Eunice, and took a picture of Darren, the big smile, Darren Cobb. You know, his dad graduated from AIC back in those days when it was a brother school. A number of students from all around, Lafayette, all around, came to AIC back in those days because it was a brother school. And
the LaSalle brothers.
That's what it was. And I mean, they were good, stern, and they made men out of young boys. And this is the waitress that waited on Clay and I, Miss Courtney, and good food all of the time. It's 7 days a week, and it's always good. I guarantee it. And of course, like I said, his daddy graduated, I think possibly the same year that Adelaide and Mickey Mills and all of them graduated. And when I came back, I wanted to top off my motorcycle. I hadn't used but 1.8 gallons, but anyhow, wanted to top it off, and went into Tobacco Plus on my way home. And a young man walked out, and I forgot your name, young man. apologized. He was so nice. I said, can I take a picture of this? So he put it on that can.
It's a 12-pack in like a shrink wrap with the Saints logos on it.
With the Saints logos on it. How about that? There's always, I commented to him, I said, there's always something to get our money out of our pocket into somebody else's pocket. But, you know, he wanted it anyhow. He says, I don't know if I'm going to open it. I might just keep that one.
Well, while we're fixing pockets and money, I'm going to go back to Carl so we can say, Carl's Thrift Away, all your medicinal needs while you're out there in front getting your prescription done. If you want to show that photo again, Steve, I'm almost said Matt, Steve. Carl's Thrift Away, you can go over there on South Union Street and you can get all your prescriptions filled, all your over-the-counter medication. They do gift wrapping, they do monogramming. They've got the Lamberger lamps with the oils to smell good in your house. Any kind of home decorating ideas, go by Carl's. And don't forget...
I did pick up my medicine, by the way.
And if you're a hunter, they do the customized earplugs that can help protect your ears. You know, right now, squirrel season just cranked up. It was the national holiday in Ville Platte and Evangeline Parish last weekend in Navarre. So go and you can get those specialized plugs made for your ears to help protect your ears. And one more sponsor...
Okay,
one more sponsor. LEC Group, all your home health care needs. LEC Group can help you with the people in the house. It's the nursing. If you need a therapist to come by, doctors to come by, whatever you need for home health care, they can do that. And also the equipment, you know, special beds, special chairs, the oxygen equipment, maybe the little machine with the button you press to call for help. All those type of things to help you at your home so you don't have to go into that hospital. LEC Group, all about helping people.
They must run a good ship because their stock has not gone down very much, you know, with this.
All the others are getting...
With this, what government shut down.
Obamacare and shut down at the same time.
And everything happened at one time. That stock is relatively unchanged, and that's good news. And what about some more pictures?
Oh, I can do that. Let's go to Lewisburg.
This was either last Wednesday or last Thursday. I went to Lewisburg, and I was wanting a good homemade hamburger. And by the way, I got that good homemade hamburger, and in walks Mr. Bob Thibodeau with the white cowboy hat on, a white hat. You know, he's Mr. Clean.
That's right.
Mr. Bob Thibodeau is known throughout, and not just in this state. He I think it was last year, went up to one of the Midwest states and worked with them on a situation they had with trees and diseases. Very knowledgeable and willing to share his knowledge. And he had a couple of friends with him. He had Tommy Hayes and Harvey Hayes, and they right there from New Iberia. And of course, they knew Larry Longlinay, and they knew Doyle. Can't think of his first name, but he used to own. Well, he had that beautiful downtown,
like New Orleans French style
house down on Main Street.
That we still hadn't been inside. We're supposed to go in there one of these days.
Yeah, well, we never got invited. Larry Longlinay, you got to get us. I'm bringing the wine if you'll get the key to open the place.
And how about one more picture before we go to commercial?
The owner of Vidrine's Cafe, the home of the largest steaks in the South, and that's Hubert Vidrine, the proud owner of Vidrine's Cafe and grocery store.
We're going to take a 1-minute break, folks. We'll see you on the other side of one.